Hello, my name is Damián Preciado, and I'm running to be your next Maricopa County Chair. I'm running because I have faith in family and community, in our country that has paved the way for so many. And while my faith is well placed, we cannot take anything for granted. The sacrifices of those that came before us require that we remain vigilant, that we invest in ourselves and others so that we may realize the deferred dreams of those we love and respect. Over the past 4 years, I've had the honor to serve as both your ADP Affirmative Action Moderator and ADP Vice Chair. In those roles, I've spearheaded statewide projects that engage Arizonans. I've developed statewide resources for counties. I've had the opportunity to collaborate with every level of leadership within our party. Since then, we have won a presidency, gained 2 senators, 2 corporate commissioners, 1 seat in the US House, and 5 seats in the legislature. The transformation our state has experienced over this time has redefined what is possible in Arizona, and I believe we can do even more over the next 2 years. As an engaged citizen, I participated in as many activities as I was able to, from no contact lit drops, voting caravans, and ballot hearing. You name it, I was there. However, as your ADP Vice Chair, I was tasked with leading technology resources to establish statewide programs. My 2 most successful programs allowed all counties to establish a website presence and engage volunteers as never before. The program I am most proud of is the ADP Academy. Nothing like it had existed at ADP before. It took years of collaborative work, starting with a pilot program in Legislative District 18 to ensure that it was even feasible. From there, I worked with ADP staff, 15 county boards, ADP's paid interns, and outside partners to create and fund a program capable of registering the more than 3,000 enrollments during this past election cycle. Now, this program was started before COVID with the understanding that we don't have enough resources to train every volunteer across the state in person. This vision allowed for those thousands of volunteers to be trained while staying safe during these COVID times. And while I did not anticipate that need originally, I am extremely proud of the outcome. I think long term. I am empathetic and pragmatic, often contradictory terms. However, as an immigrant raised in a border community, that duality is where I work best. When I was first elected as a PC, I took the time to read our bylaws at every level of our party structure. I also pulled the PC data from the county recorders and soon found out that we were at a 3-to-1 ratio versus Republican PCs, and that we only had less than 1,000 PCs out of the 5,000 positions available at the time. I made it my goal to help our organization understand that PC recruitment was by far the most fundamental party building opportunity. I was able to recruit hundreds of PCs and help both the county and LDs expand their membership. As we move forward, we can ensure to provide more robust digital resources, such as websites and van access. We can develop a paid internship program to prepare our young Democrats for leadership roles. We are only limited by our perception of what is possible. My overall experience in these spaces demonstrates my willingness and ability to enhance our party's relationships and establish new opportunities. Over the past 6 months, I have been reaching out to elected officials, candidates, party staff, both individuals and organizations that represent our community stakeholders. In that time, I have condensed those needs into 8 categories: fundraising, precinct committee membership, volunteer programs, candidate recruitment and support, legislative district support, communications, strategic planning, and staff support. Now, while each one of those points is multifaceted, and I will share more of that information in the future, I'd like to share one insight from each category. In fundraising, we need to define our financial need as an organization, but by what our legal obligation is to represent all precincts in Arizona. That is a membership of 6,500 individuals. When it comes to the PCs themselves, we need to develop a dedicated PC outreach program at the county level. 1/3 of all of our precincts have no representation. When it comes to volunteer programs, given the exemplary success of our Latinx, Black, and Young Dem committees, we need to establish a Native American, LGBTQ, and disability committee. In regards to candidate recruitment and support, we need to support all our candidates equally in a primary. For our LDs, very specifically, we need to expand ADP staff to include, at a minimum, 2 deputy directors that will work directly with the legislative districts, offering that support. It cannot be an entirely volunteer exercise. Our communications need to drastically increase on social media and be multilingual. Our strategic planning, we need to conduct a federal election quality post-mortem on our county results so that we can make good decisions going forward. Lastly, when it comes to staff support, we want to promote the formation of a union for our staff to ensure that our staff has health insurance, dental insurance, retirement planning. In order to engage our Black, Indigenous, people of color communities, it's important to meet us where we are and speak to our issues. Over the course of my campaign for Maricopa County Democratic Chair, I have been able to speak with various outlets such as Univision, Imagen Arizona, La Voz, reaching out to the bilingual community, informing them about our democratic perspective on the election results, explaining the role of PCs and how critical their engagement is beyond the ballot box. As your new chair, my goal will be to foster a more inclusive and welcoming party. The fact that I'm both bilingual and bicultural will allow us to engage our electorate in innovative and collaborative ways. And as I mentioned before, my goal is to establish the new committees that will help us amplify this work. For many, there has been a sense of relaxation after the election. And while we deserve a break after these past 4 years, the work that lies ahead will require even more of an investment in both time and money. Both our newly elected senators are up again in the next 4 years. The work will be divided between fundraising and human resources. We will have the opportunity to win elections as we bring in those human resources, expanding our party. We have 20 legislative districts in Maricopa, and not all are created equal. It is imperative that we provide all LDs a baseline of resources, both technical expertise and financial resources. Beyond what MCD provides to the LDs, we also need to foster a more collaborative environment between LDs, in particular, those that share overlapping political boundaries. In today's society, it is often hard to speak about the actual adversity we face on a day-to-day basis. I myself have faced many systemic obstacles. I've had to survive what many only ever read about. Despite these obstacles, I was fortunate to have a loving family and mentors along the way. That love and guidance has fostered the sense of civic duty that I share with you today. It is my life's passion to use my skill sets to build a better community for all of us. That starts with us here, with an MCDP that is truly representative, inclusive, and effective. My resume is strong. I have the experience. I am qualified. For those of you elected to the Precinct Committee, you will have the choice between competing visions. As a bilingual immigrant, I embody a broader, more diverse citizenry, one that can authentically engage with marginalized communities throughout Maricopa. Our strength lies in our ability to connect with and expand the electorate. I bring with me an expansive vision and mission that, given our joint efforts and hard work, will turn Maricopa blue. Vote for me because it's time for change. Vote for me if you believe we can win together. Vote Damián Preciado for MCDP Chair.